Oh, okay. So this is the other reason why we want a long lens. I didn't expect this at all, but I think this is gonna be what I needed, to really showcasing the scale in a unique way that I couldn't have asked for more. It is much hotter than I anticipated out here. What's up, guys? Welcome to a summer in January episode, apparently. So we're in Tucson today, and I'm meeting up with a friend. Camera lady's not here, we're going solo, so we're gonna see how good this Osmo does for me. Which is one of the reasons why we got it. We're in here because it's been raining a lot, surprisingly, in the Southwest, and there are some seasonal waterfalls that might be kind of large, and I think I want to take a break from wildlife and phones and an Astro and everything else and try to do some actual landscape photography. So let's see what we got. I got the R5 1-400. That is for birds, just in case, because you know me. I never leave home without something to shoot birds in the face. The main two are going to be, though, the 16-35 and the 70-200. So, and then I've got my filters. I got a couple filters for hopefully we can get some long exposures in. I have an idea for a video. I'm not sure how it's going to go upstairs in the upstairs mental department yet. So by the time you're watching this, obviously it will already be titled and done, but as of right now, I don't know what that is. All right. Knee braces on, water, snacks. Those are the two most important things. And lens for birding. I've seen quite a few raptors already. This place is extremely popular. That's the unfortunate bit about Arizona, is that it's too pretty for its own good. There's too many people to be in love to death. Good grief. It's a Monday morning and there's what? There's 20 cars here in a 20-car parking lot. in a 15-car parking lot. So we're gonna see how that goes. I'm gonna clip this to my bag, maybe. I don't know. There, that works pretty nicely, actually. All right. Oh, that's gonna be like in the way of my camera, so let's try this. This was the best investment I ever made for the 1-400. And I didn't really make it. It came with it when I bought it used. But it's the lens hood, because this lens doesn't come with a hood. That's the most unfortunate thing. Makes a big difference. All right. So here we are. Let's go see if we can find some waterfalls, some cacti, some birds, and then go find a place to camp tonight. Winter camping at its finest. It says 76 degrees or something like that right now, 74. Yeah, it's supposed to only get down to like 40s. We'll live. Well, this place is definitely incredible. I love coming here. I'm so stoked that I only live like a little less than 3 hours from here. The river, I don't think you can see it. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there's a river back there. For some definition of river, for Arizona's definition of river. It's like a little brown, a little chocolatey. We might get some chocolate falls. But I think I've still got the 1-400 on right now because we're up. And when I'm scouting like this, I like to use longer lenses anyways. I think you guys probably know that. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I love long lenses. But you know, the thing is with the saguaros, either you're gonna get really wide and you're gonna get like underneath them or around them or whatever, and you're gonna accentuate them and make them really stand out in your frame, or they're going to get lost. And so I like the compression of the long lenses to really reach in, especially when the saguaros are like backlit or whatever. So we're going to go scout right now, and we're going to look for some stuff. I do want some landscape. I do want some waterfall shots, but I also really want some just nice landscapes with the mountains and the nice lit saguaros and all that stuff. So that's why I'm keeping the 1 to 400 on, because right now there's no birds. Like, there's no birds right now. Oh, I can hear that. Whoa, man, that water is getting loud. Oh, okay. So this is the other reason why we want a long lens. Let me flip you around. Yeah, there it is. So there is no way right now, with the way my knee is, that I'm hiking down there. No way. So 1 to 400, 70 to 200, the long lenses are going to be my jam. And what I might try to do is along this rim right here, we've got ocotillos, we've got cholla, we've got all kinds of different, but we got barrel cacti. I'm going to try to put something in the foreground. That's cool. We also need to watch the shade. What I don't want is, because it's cloudy, but it's not cloudy enough. These are alto cirrus clouds, and they're not strong enough to block the sunlight. So right now we've got part of the waterfall in the sun and part in the shade, and that's like the worst thing that you want for waterfall. Either you want completely overcast, or you want it completely shaded by just the hour. So I think let's go find some compositions, and I'll show you what I'm thinking. And there'll be scouting compositions, because we're gonna wait till the light gets good. I brought a lot of snacks with me, so we should be all right. All right, I got an idea. I'm gonna try something. I got 16 to 35. Let me put you down with a crooked horizon. I'm not gonna bother fixing. All right, bag. I'm gonna set up a tripod. Oh, I got this new tripod. It's like super ultra tiny. It's Freewell. Not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. They just sent one to me, asked me if I wanted to try it. They didn't even ask for a video. Like, they probably won't even know that I'm making this video, so not sponsored. Anyways, I got this because it's like, I think this is even smaller maybe than my Ulanzi. So I'm trying to decide if I like this or the Ulanzi, but the head on this is weird. Anyways, I'm getting a tangent. I'm gonna set up the tripod here. Although I do need kind of something tall. We'll see how well this does. Boy, I really like that there's only one twisty bit on this. Like, you don't have to twist, you just twist the one, and that's kind of cool. Okay, so so you can twist. Oh, okay, look at that. Cool. Okay, well, that gave you about 6 to 8 inches more height. Yeah, camera lady not being here kind of sucks. I'm like spoiled. All right. Let's see. I think what I'm gonna do, so I'm on a cliff, like behind me, there's certain death, and it's freaking me out a little bit. I don't want to do anything stupid. I'm about 8 feet from the edge, and I'm on some pretty solid bedrock granite stuff, so I think I'll be all right. But I want to go over there. Here, let's look at this. Okay, so I want to go right there, and I want to stand, and then there's the waterfall. So I want to see, because what I wanted was like a cool cactus or something. Like, I wanted something that in here, but there isn't anything. So I think I'm gonna set the camera up. So I think I'm gonna set the camera up right here and do 35 mil, because I don't have a 50 or a mid-range. I have 35 or 70, but I can crop in on a 35 a little bit if I want. But I'm thinking I want to showcase. I don't want to just zoom into the waterfall, you know. I think that's silly. What I want to do is showcase, like, 'cause this is a big waterfall and there's a big tree down there, and then I want to put me in there as a foreground interest, and then I want a little bit, just a tiny bit of the blue sky so that you can see the size of the mountain and the canyon. Just, I want to show scale without just punching into the waterfall and trying to get a slow, a long exposure. Okay, so let's see, how do I, okay, here we go. I'll bring this up a bit. Don't really have a choice because I need the height. Coincidentally, I also have my Freewell filters, but these are the only ones that I have, and these are my favorite. I love these. This is their VND V2, I believe, and it's a 3 to 7 stop neutral density with a circular polarizer built in, and it's magnetic. So the cases are magnetic, so I could just keep this whole thing like in my pocket, which I do a lot actually, but I do have the case. Okay, so this is interesting because this head is trying to do two things at once. It's trying to be a photo and a video head, but that is kind of cool. And I could just do that and tighten that down. The one downside of this though is there's a lot of knobs to get like all the different directions that you want it. But this head is definitely plenty strong enough. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 knobs on this thing to control all the different. So right now this is the worst possible scenario. Check this out. So this is my composition roughly. You get the 16 by 9 bars on there, but I'm gonna be standing there and then waterfall, but this whole bit right here is in complete, sorry, that whole bit there is in complete shade, and that's messing me up. So we're gonna have to wait, but I do want to get the shot and see what I look like in there. That's still too wide at 35. Plus I've got cacti sticking out in my shot. I didn't want to have to do this, but I had to move a little bit. All right. That's a little bit better. Okay, so I switched lens. The tripod's in the same spot, but I switched lens. I put my 1 to 400 back on because that waterfall is probably 30 feet or so. And there is like a group of rock climbers that are rappelling down it. And I just barely caught this clip of one of them doing it, and he had a red jacket and it looked awesome. So I want to try to get a photo. I didn't expect this at all, but I think this is going to be what I needed. Because remember how I said I didn't want to do like just a straight, long focal length, long exposure? Well, now I do, because there's a freaking person hanging off the edge of the waterfall. It looks like they're setting up for some more rappelling. So I'm going to wait, and I'm going to try to time it to where I get one shot all like super tight. I'm between 300 and 400 millimeters right now, and I want the person looking real small and just the water just behind them, just like, so I think that's going to look really good. So now it's just a waiting game, and luckily for us, the sun is going behind all those clouds, so it's softening up the light real nice, and it's making long exposures a little easier. I don't have a filter. I forgot to bring my 67 millimeter adapty rings for the filter. I could put my 70 to 200 on, I guess, and use the filters, but I'm at f22 at 1/4 of a second, and f22 sucks because of diffraction, so I'm gonna have to sharpen that up probably quite a bit to make it look decent, especially on a lens that's already, I should probably just put my 70 to 200 on, but if I want to zoom in more, then I'll take that. I'll deal with that, and I'll sharpen it in post. But for now, let's just wait and let's see what happens. Oh, so let's see. So here's what I'm looking at right here. The 16:9 bars are cutting it off a little bit, but you can see the little person up there on the left, and I'm hoping they're going to repel. And you can probably see a little guy walking around down there in the bottom. This is at 200 millimeters actually. So I want one that showcases more of the waterfall and the environment, hopefully with a little person in there. And then at the same time, then I'm going to crank it down and zoom it in and get the tighter shot. So yeah, now it's just a waiting game. All right. All right, I think that worked pretty well. Very pleasantly surprised with those rock climbers and the repellers. Very excited about that. I didn't expect that at all today. I expected the water, but I didn't expect people rappelling down into it and just really showcasing the scale in a unique way that I couldn't have asked for more. I just hope the images turned out. So I got a couple vertical, a couple horizontal, and I'm stoked with the 1 to 400. So now I think we're gonna hike around a little bit. There's a potential for an amazing sunset, but there's also a potential for it to get completely dudded out. I don't know, we'll see. There's another waterfall up the trail a little bit. We're just gonna walk around and see what else is out here. And this spot though is definitely for sunset. I've got both directions. Very happy with these cacti and this river flowing out to the west there, which is going to be good if the sunset lights up over there. And if these hills light up and the sunset lights up over here to the east, this is a really good spot. So I'm going to keep that in mind. All right, let's keep going and see what else we can find. All right, well, we hiked up way over there, more into that canyon. I didn't film any of it because I forgot. This is like the first video I've done without Camera Lady, so I forgot that I had to film stuff. But there wasn't anything up there anyway. It wasn't anything that wowed me photographically. So we came back here, and that way is Tucson, and it's gonna light up. There's not gonna be a sunset, but a day to night lapse would look really cool. However, I only have one camera with me. I do have my phone and the Osmo, but I only have one main camera, so I don't want to put all my eggs in that basket. We're out here. Let me see if I can make this thing go down. Here's the cliff edge there, but this is all like solid bedrock, so it's stable, but I don't want to get too close, you know. But I am going to use, I think, I'm going to use some of these leading lines right here for the edge of that to lead into the waterfall, and probably do like, the problem is I think you don't want to go too wide here because you'll lose the waterfall, and I think a lot of people might, and myself included, might tend to lean towards that because you want to get all these cool cacti and the clouds and the sky and, you know, all who knows what. But I think you really got to stick to your guns, and I'm going to go a little tighter so that I don't lose that waterfall. But now that there's no cool repellers, there's nothing to shoot for it there. So I am going to go a little bit wider, like somewhere in the mid-range, and Yeah, let's get set up. Let's see how good this Osmo does in the dark. This would be the first time I've used it, I think, in the evening or in the nighttime, but I think it'll do pretty well. I brought a Lume Cube, and I brought this guy, which is the Lume Cube walkie stick, monopody, tripody thing. I don't know if I'm gonna need it to film myself, or I don't know if I'm gonna need it to film myself, or if I'm gonna use it to light up a subject. I might light up my friend and stick him on the edge, because that would look cool. I won't do that. All right, let's get set up real quick. We might get a little bit of color, but I'm banking on blue hour. I'm also not gonna need these filters again. I also went back to my car and I switched out tripods. That little Freewell tripod is great. It's really light, it's really strong, and I like a lot of the features, but I don't like the way the head is. And I wanted something a little sturdier, so I grabbed my favorite tripod, which is the Sure, the ST124. Again, none of this is sponsored. This is just the stuff that I have, and just me trying to figure out what I need to make this happen. This is the best, in my opinion, that I've used. This is the best all-around travel tripod. It's not as small as the other ones, but it is still really compact. It's 3 pounds. I take this thing everywhere. It's rock solid, and the head is really strong. That's what I need. Okay, let's see what we got. Guess I can bring you guys over here. I've got the Osmo mounted on the little monopod. It's sketchy, look at this. Hopefully you don't fall over, but I've got my jacket on it too to keep it the wind down. All right, so let me get situated here and then I'll show you. Let me see what we're looking at. All right, we don't need filters right now. So, all right, this is what we're looking at. That's 16's way too wide. 24 is too wide. I kind of like 28. I'm not sure if I want to cut off the mountain, the sky or not, because the sky's not going to light up. So, you know what? There's some cacti down there in the front that I would like, because right now there's nothing. This is just a big rock. There's nothing there. Maybe if I go sit on the edge, but then I'll be blocking. I've got to move the tripod to where I'm not blocking, and I might do that. But I also want to look. Curious if this thing's going to follow me. How far? I mean, it's still following me. That's impressive. Okay. All right, so you see these are the cacti I'm talking about. So we got the saguaro sticking up there. Okay, so now we have, these guys are the most immediate foreground. We've cut the rock out that was right here, and then we've got the waterfall back there. I don't know if I like this better. We're still at, we're at 35. Let me back out to 28. Okay, I like that. What I didn't want these arms on this saguaro to be cut off, and I like that you can see the separation between the trunks of them and this rock layer. And at 28, we still have enough of a waterfall for it to be an interest, because these things right here, they make up a vertical line that goes this way. So that kind of indirectly pushes you into that. And then you have this line that curves around into the waterfall. So everything kind of like indirectly leads you to the waterfall. And that's, we're gonna start there. All right, so that's tentatively looking pretty good. I'm at F11. I don't think that well, you know what? Maybe I will. All right, so I'm gonna take a shot with your hand whenever you're doing multiple exposures or exposure focus stacking, whatever. That way you can tell when your sequence is, you know. So that restarted it. Look, it doesn't get out of focus until right there. So when I'm looking on the back of the screen in manual mode, it's showing that the cactus and the waterfall in the same shot at F11 are still in focus. I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm not gonna bother focusing on the foreground, which is just this rock sticking out. Not for this one. All right, well, that's not gonna win any awards. Am I in your shot?
No, you're fine.
Were you time-lapsing?
Yeah.
I'm not in there? What are you at, 70?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Whew. Thought I just ruined my homie's shot. What a jerk.
Are you doing auto ISO or fading to blank?
Oh, I'm just taking a still shot right now. Just still trying to find a composition. So the problem is the skies up here aren't doing anything, you know?
Yeah, just slow.
And all the lights are back there, and there's really only the waterfall. I'm really struggling if I'm gonna put something in the frame like me. Otherwise, I don't have it. I could put a light on the drone and I could fly the drone down and light it up.
You can spell.
Yeah, it's getting a little windy though. I'm a little worried. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this feels for blue hour. So I do think this will be pretty for blue hour for some really long exposure stuff. I brought the Lume Cube. I might set it up and have me sit like right here. All right, well, it's the next day, back in the studio. Things got gnarly last night. They got crazy. There was a storm that was supposed to be coming in today, but it came in a little quicker than anticipated, and it got real ugly last night. There was also just a lot of people in that dispersed camping area. There was like gunfire all night long, dust, people driving back and forth. So we ended up just leaving and packing it in and going home. Anyways, I just finished editing a bunch of images and doing a members long edit that I do for the channel members. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff and you want to see like the whole mental process with, you know, minimum editing, minimum cuts anyways, you know, if you want to see that kind of stuff, that's just one of the many things that I do for the channel members. So that's up there. Great way to support the channel. I really appreciate it. I did get a few images that I came away with that were cool. I think this one with the waterfall, I shot this vertically, but then I ended up cropping it 16:9. Luckily with the R5, I didn't have a problem cropping and losing resolution. So I'm thankful for that. But I did like that one. I liked how it turned out. I did this one, which you guys saw me setting up for in the video, but then I came back and did it again in the evening for blue hour, but the light wasn't great. This was the best I could get it with the edit. I'm still not sure. I don't think I love this image, but it was fun and it's a good memory. So I'm happy that I took it and it's there. And then this was the last image I took on the trail on the way out, hiking back to the car. I thought I was gonna have to exposure blend this one, and I did, but I ended up only editing one image, which was the middle image. And I think it turned out okay. Again, not gonna win any awards or anything like that, but it was cool. I love the snaking river in between the two giant cacti there. So if you made it this far, this was definitely a slightly different style video in terms of like
I didn't do as many cuts. I kind of brought you along a little more for my entire thought process, which made it a lot longer because that's how I roll. So let me know what you think. If you like this kind of stuff, hit the like button. That makes a huge difference. I really appreciate it. It's the best thing you can do for the channel. Let me know in the comments what you think about the images or the video overall. We'll be back out there pretty soon. Camera lady will be with me, so rest assured there will be better B-roll. It was good though. I think having the Osmo definitely helped. All right, I'm rambling. I can smell pork carnitas tacos coming from the kitchen. I know what camera lady's doing without me. It's time to wrap it up, go have lunch, finish this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you out there in the next one.